Hi everyone, my name is Amara and my artist name is Little Sailboat, and I wanted to try something new today. I have noticed in conversations with friends and family that there's like this weird uh, obsession is probably a strong word, but there's just a very strong interest in how I go about writing music. I think a lot of people think it's like some form of magic, or like it's just so mysterious to so many people how songwriters actually create their songs. And so I wanted to provide some tools on how you can write music, because honestly, I think that everyone has the ability to write music. They just maybe haven't tried, or they've been too scared, or maybe they tried once and failed and thought that they sorry, just like hit something there. uh, Maybe they tried once and failed, and it didn't go the way that they thought it would. So I wanted to provide some tips and tools, and so that's what this is. It's Amara's songwriting tips. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and we'll get started. So I wanted to focus this first episode on walks, in particular just like nature, and just going out and walking in nature. I have noticed that when I feel the urge to write a song, it's usually after I have done some sort of physical activity like taking a walk. There's just something about that constant stimulus around you that just gets the brain going and gets you thinking. But a lot of people take walks, right? But I think if your goal is to write music, then you may want to be a little bit more strategic on how you approach those walks. So today I went on a walk around a lake here in Minnesota. That's one of the wonderful things about living in Minnesota is all the beautiful lakes around here. And I took a walk, and I was walking down this beautiful path that had trees that were changing color, and I got to a point where there was just this little waterfall, and I walked up to the waterfall, and what I did is I stood there for a moment and just listened to everything that was coming my way. Now I want to point this out. A lot of people walk with headphones in, and you are missing so much when you do that. It will be hard if you're used to going on walks with headphones in. It will be hard at first to take those out. But honestly, I think we're just scared of our own thoughts, and we're scared of silence. And so if you find that it's hard to take out your headphones, you probably really need to take your headphones off. So I got to a point where I was standing by the waterfall, and I was just taking in all the sounds around me. And then what I did is I isolated the sounds. And so I was standing there, and then I looked at the waterfall and started to think only about the sound that waterfall was making. And then I shifted my attention to the clouds, and then listened only to the wind and the sound that it was making. And then I looked down at the water past the path, and just looked at the waves that were lapping up against the shore, and I just focused on the sound that was making. And then I took a step back and just like looked at the trees and looked at the color of the trees, and then took in all the sounds together and just thought about what all of those pieces came to be. Like, because all of those sounds were happening at once, it created its own song. And I think as a songwriter, the ability to isolate and listen to something on its own is really important, because when you think about writing a song, that's a big part of it. You have to be able to take a piece of something and incorporate it into something larger. So that is my tip for today is the next time you have a chance, go on a walk without your headphones and listen. Really listen. Take a moment and listen to the isolated sounds that are making up that one bigger sound that you're hearing. And once you've done that, and once you have listened to the song that nature walk has given you, go back to your home, go back to wherever you're staying, and whether you feel an urge to take out a piece of paper and pencil, or maybe you go straight to an instrument like a piano or a guitar, do whatever feels the most natural, feels like something you want to do, and then just let your thoughts come out, let the music come out, because I think so much of our time as songwriters, we can get so caught up in the message that we want to send, or we're just like, oh, I really want to write a song about this, but we don't think about the fact that like there may be other elements in our lives that are affecting that bigger narrative, and that it may make more sense to write a song about those pieces rather than the big narrative. So sit down and just whatever comes out, comes out. Do not overanalyze what comes out. You can do that later. You can do that the next day. You can do that in a couple of days, but just let whatever comes out come out. Because if you start overanalyzing and tearing apart your song before it's even done, it's not going to become a song. It's going to just become like a mush of just funkiness, for lack of a better word. So yeah, just let it all come out, and then look at it later, come back to it later, and decide then if it's a song that you want to share. So that's been Songwriting Tips with Amara, episode 1. We'll see if I do this again, but I just felt the need and desire to share with you all today, because I think so many of you have the ability to write a song in you, and you just haven't tried yet. So wanted to encourage you today and give you something to think about. All right, have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone. Bye.